everybody. My name is Katie, and I work with international schools and virtually with children who are having difficulty reading. And as a parent, we know how challenging this can be when our child is struggling with reading. It's often really confusing because we know our child is smart, probably really creative, great at Lego, but they keep stumbling over their words during nightly reading. Or maybe they start to avoid nightly reading altogether and want to do more Minecraft. And I want you to know that these are signs. These are signs that your child needs more support in their reading. If they're avoiding nightly reading or if they keep stumbling over words, these are signs that we need to do something. So I'm so glad you're here today to get the resources that you need. And unfortunately, international schools have kind of gotten away from explicit reading instruction. And so what happens is children don't get the foundational skills that they need, and then they keep moving countries, and it really starts to affect their self-esteem. So today, let's get the 5 tips that you can use at home, or if you need to reach out to me to get virtual one-on-one support for your child, I am here for you. I have 2 slots for the summer. So let's get started. Okay, first tip as a parent that you need to know is keep the routine of nightly reading. Oh, actually, I have this as a slide. Here we go, a visual. All right, and I'll move my face. There we go. Okay. And all of these tips are in the PDF file below the free parent guide, and we'll give you links to all the online resources that I recommend. So please download the PDF file in the comments section and you'll get the resource links. Okay, tip number 1, keep the nightly reading routine. Nightly reading is so wonderful for your child. You can be reading aloud to your child, or they can be reading to you, or you read a page, they read a page. When you are reading aloud to your child, what that gives them is first a model of what fluent reading sounds like. It gives them exposure to vocabulary and comprehension, deepening critical thinking when you talk about the books that you're reading at night. So keep the nightly reading routine. I think, too, one of the most beneficial things that it does is it creates positive memories around reading and time together with your child. So keep that nightly reading routine. Second tip, oral language games. Oftentimes what's happening for children who are struggling in reading is they're having a difficult time connecting what they know, their oral language, and being able to manipulate the sounds and syllables in their oral language and matching that to the letters and sounds in written language. So what you can do as a parent is play some games with your oral language. For example, maybe you play I'm thinking of an animal, and you get to the I'm thinking of an animal, and your child guesses the animal is a monkey. Then you can say to your child, okay, how many beats, how many syllables do we hear in monkey? Monkey. 2. Okay, because syllabication is really important skill in reading. The second thing you can do is work with rhyme. You can say, okay, how many words can you think of that rhyme with cat? And then you generate all the words that rhyme with cat, and maybe you make a little bit of a song out of it. So tip number 2, play games in your oral language. Tip number 3, I have some recommended apps in the PDF guide below, the free parent guide below. Oftentimes what children need is to connect the letters and sounds to be able to decode words. So I recommend some phonic apps in the free phonic apps that in the parent guide below. And please use the ones that I recommend, because sometimes some of the apps just get a little too crazy. All right, tip number 4, the right books. Kids need to be practicing the letters and sounds and words that they know on books that have access to those. So make sure that your child is able to read the words in the books that they bring home from school. If they don't, I have recommended resources in the PDF guide below so that you can match your child to the just right book. There should be no more than 2 or 3 words, 1 or 2 words that they're not able to read. That's my recommendation. And last but not least, please continue to have your child reread those familiar books that are really easy for them, because that's helping them develop what it sounds like to be a fluent reader, and it's also building their confidence. And we know when kids struggle in reading, we have to continue to encourage confidence building strategies. So I hope these 5 tips help you support your child in their reading at home. Please download the PDF guide below to get all the resource links. I have the last slide here gives you my email address. So if you would like to inquire about one-on-one personal tutoring, please do so. My website, www.learningtoflourish.org, gives my one-on-one tutoring as well as small group programs. And on Facebook at Learning to Flourish Child, it's a very supportive group of parents for kids that are moving around. So it addresses not just struggles with reading, but struggles social, emotionally as well. And last but not least, next week, fellow EFM, Katie from Turkey, who is a school librarian, and I are going to be hosting a free webinar. I'll put the link in the section below so you can get our book recommendations for your reluctant reader so that they can keep reading and off iPads this summer. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Bye-bye.